Hi Divas, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited today to talk about my top 10 books of 2024. For a little context, I read 71 books last year.
He's not a Christian!
31 were 5-star reads for me. 5 stars for the vibes, 5 stars for making me feel sick, 5 stars for just making me feel maybe anything. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it. Coming in 10th place is The 7-Year Slip from Ashley Poston. This book is actually incredible. I read this with my book club. If you are interested in joining a virtual book club, the link is going to be down below. 7-Year Slip follows Clementine West, who's kind of searching for herself, and in the midst of all this ends up in New York City, staying at her aunt's magical apartment. From there, it's just such a whimsical ride. There's a love interest, of course. I would say that the major plot in this is so inviting and intriguing, but the subplot also carries a lot of weight that had me crying. If a book can make me cry or make me feel, that's definitely going to be highly rated for me. And I don't want to say too much about it because I think you should read this one. It's definitely one that I would revisit and one that I always recommend for people who are wanting to get into reading. Mwah. In 9th place is Next of Kin from Hannah Bonham Young. I am obsessed with this author. She writes such beautiful characters. They're always diverse. They always represent real life people, real life situations and scenarios. And the way that she's just able to create a world that really sucks you in is amazing. In this novel, Chloe is estranged with her birth mother and she has to take on a task that really sets her life into shambles, and it's hard to do alone. So she's introduced to Warren and they try to go through these troubles together, but you know how that can go. Forced proximity, and that is. Anyways, Warren is a major hottie and so is Chloe, and they just hit it off. So this book made me laugh, it made me cry, it turned Hannah Bonham Young into an auto-buy author for me. Check this one out. In 8th place, we have A Fate Inked in Blood from Danielle Jensen. First of all, do you see how stunning this book is? Yeah, the aquamarine sprayed edges. This is a fantasy romance that's described as captivating and sexy, and it definitely is! Danielle Jensen, I love her writing style. I love that this book is centered around Norse lore and different Viking elements. I didn't know what a shield maiden was. I am so obsessed with how the scenery is described. I read this book so quickly, of the tension between the main character and the hottie that is supposed to be her man. It's amazing. I can't wait for book number 2 to hopefully, I think it comes out this year. I'm gonna be grabbing that up. Love you. Coming in 7th place is The September House from Carissa Orlando. 2024 was the year for me to be diving into some scary books. I read The September House during spooky season, and it was the best decision ever. The September House is about this house where every September the ghosts come out to play and scare. The main character, Margaret, is really tied to the house, and then her husband suddenly goes missing. This ending was absolutely insane to me. I have never read any book like this before. I'm actually really scared of ghosts, so what was I thinking? This book was incredible. If you're looking to get into the horror genre, I would definitely try this one out. It's very approachable, the writing is very fast-paced, and it just sucks you in. Immortal Dark by Tyja Skirma is an incredible dark academia fantasy romance. This book has vampires. It's rich in African culture and myths. It's just so interesting. Tension between the two main characters, the murder mystery. Is it a mystery or is it a murder? Who knows? I ate this book up. I think you would really like this if you're into any sort of dark academia like Ninth House or Scholomance series. So beautifully written, so beautiful. Coming in at number 5 is A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches from Sangu Mandana. I love how cozy and whimsical and thought-provoking this novel is. It follows Mika Moon, who has been told from a very early age that she needs to hide her magic. She's not allowed to associate with any other witches because it's dangerous, so she's always felt alone. It really speaks to feeling isolated based off of what you look like, who you are on the inside. This novel is so incredible and heartwarming. Not Another Love Song from Julie Soto. As a former music girl, this really hit all the spots for me. The way that music is described in this novel is spot on. Someone really did their research. The tension between the two love interests is incredible. The scenes are so spicy. This book is absolutely perfect to me. And the audiobook is very, very good. I have no notes. Coming in at number 3 is Legendborn from Tracy Dion. I love the setting of North Carolina. I love the magic system in here, how it really spoke to the Round Table and King Arthur. I love the diversity. I love the battle scenes. I love everything about this book. I'm so obsessed with the character development of Brie Matthews and seeing her come to terms with her magical heritage. I think it's the perfect young adult romance. If you have a teenager that's looking to get into fantasy romance that isn't too crazy, I would definitely suggest Legendborn. Coming in second place is going to be something kind of crazy. It's actually an entire series because I just need to tell you about this. Mind F series from St. Abbey. First of all, before you even try to read these books, go into the content warnings because this is heavy, heavy, heavy stuff. In this series, a female serial killer is avenging the death of her brother and the insane things that were done for her. She's going down a list. In the midst of all this, she gets involved with the FBI investigator in charge of all of her terminations, and whoa. These books read like Criminal Minds episodes. Boom, 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 boom. I read 5 books in a week. I know, that's wild, but I did it. They read so quickly. It's just so intriguing. You got to see what's going to happen. This series will absolutely rip your heart out, tear it all up, and try to force it back in. You're not going to be the same after reading these books. And finally,
time for the moment you've been waiting for.
my top book of 2024, The Hero of Ages from Brandon Sanderson. This is the most perfect final book of a series that I have ever read. I've probably read a zillion books by now, but The Hero of Ages is a novel where I couldn't guess the next steps for the life of me. The ending is going to make you stare at a blank wall and just contemplate your whole entire life. Every single character in this series is so well developed, so well thought out. It is a behemoth of a book. These pages are like pages from a Bible. They're so thin and there's so many words. It's around 600 pages, but it definitely felt like 10,000. The information is endless. Brandon Sanderson is a true literary genius, I feel like, and that means a lot. This was the year of the Cosmere for me. I'm going to be diving in more in 2025, but if you're interested in getting into any of his novels, start with the Mistborn series. I don't think you'll be disappointed. All right, divas, these were the top 10 reads for me of 2024. Would love to know what your top books of 2024 were. Let me know in the comments below. I'm so happy to have you here. Thanks for sticking around. All right, divas, bye.